In the world of college bowling, one program reigns supreme: Wichita State University. Today, both the men and women Shockers are here in Indy looking for a clean sweep at the PBA Collegiate Championships. Welcome to Indianapolis and the fabled Royal Pin Woodland for the second edition of the PBA Collegiate Championships. Last year, it was just a 4-team men's tournament. This year, the PBA expanded things as 6 men's and women's programs were invited. We will bring you the final of the men's later, but up first, it's your women's final.
Bowling first for the Mount Mercy Mustangs, Megan Kohlberg. Mackenzie Ulian. Bowling third, Elena Carr. Bowling fourth, Jenna Williams. And bowling fifth, J.L. Hammond. Your Mount Mercy Mustangs head coach, Andy Dirks. And your Wichita State Shockers. Bowling first, Brooklyn Gagnon. Bowling second, Mary Orff. Bowling third, Olivia Komorowski. Bowling fourth, Juliana Botero. And bowling fifth, Madison Janak. And head coach for the Wichita State Shockers, Holly Harris.
So Wichita State and Mount Mercy set to meet in the women's final. Glad you're here with us. Rob Stone alongside 1, 2, 3 Hall of Famers here. Parker Bone III, Carolyn Doran-Ballard, my longtime partner Randy Peterson here with you. College athletics, it has long been a pipeline to the pros. No different, Randy, in bowling.
Absolutely. I mean, collegiate bowling has completely changed the landscape of this sport. These youngsters now, when they come out of college, they're tour ready, and you're going to see that today. Tons of great talent on the lanes, full display.
A little bit different than you guys. You guys went right from went right from high school to the pros.
Well, Carolyn, she went to college. Me and this dummy, we went straight to the tour and got our teeth kicked in for a few years.
We've been well aware that Carolyn is the smart one at the desk. Let's start talking about the Wichita State men's programs right now. They've already sent guys like Chris Barnes, Sean Rash, Francois Lavoie to the pros. That pipeline looks like it's going to continue.
It will continue. You know, for starters, we have Spencer Robarge. This young athlete has really made a name for himself in the bowling world. You watch what he does today, he's definitely going to bring it right there on the lanes. The next behind him, Ryan Barnes. You know, the son of the great Chris Barnes, superstar out on the PBA Tour. But look at the power this guy has. Oh, my God, he is second to nobody. And obviously, we've got TJ Rock, part of that team. I'll tell you what, you want to talk about excitement and power on the lanes? They got it.
Carolyn's daughter, Alyssa, bowls at Vanderbilt University, having a great season as well. So you know intimately about female college bowling right now. You're also well aware that the smart ones overseas know to come to the U.S. early.
Absolutely. I mean, you're looking at Juliana Botero, right? She has mentors in Clara Guerrero, Maria Jose Rodriguez, as well as Rocio Restrepo, PWBA superstars who the moment they got here to the United States, leaving Team Columbia, they were on top of their game. They were ahead of the times. I think these bowlers by far are at least 5 years ahead of where I was when I entered the tour. And it's not only that they're superstars once they get here to the United States, they still continue to represent their country. And that's some star power right there.
Yeah, great level of maturity and talent about to hit the lanes. Let's go down lane side. Check with Kimberly Pressler, standing by with two of our women stars.
Thanks, Rob. Yes, there is a lot of talent down here. We have Jenna from Mount Mercy, who I'm going to get to you in 1 second, but we also have Juliana, and they were actually just talking about the fact that you are on Team Columbia for 2 years. You know, you had a chance to bowl with some of the best women professional bowlers in the world. So how do you take that experience and apply it here today?
My experience with Team Columbia has brought me a lot of motivation to be a better teammate and a better player. And I just try to be besides my teammates, encouraging them and saying good words so they can feel comfortable as they approach.
Good luck to you guys today.
Thank you.
And Jenna, you know, I talked to your coaches earlier, and they said that you are one of the leaders on a team, but they specifically said that you are the glue that holds it all together. That's some big praise. How do you do that for your team?
I really appreciate that they view me as a leader, but I think that all of us really bring our each special contributions to the team that really help facilitate our connection.
All right, well, good luck to you guys today as well.
Thank you.
All right, Kimberly, thank you. As we take a look at your brackets, St. Francis took care of Tennessee Southern in the quarters, but fell 4-1 to Wichita State in the semis. On the other side of the bracket, Mount Mercy, your 3 seed, a 7-game thriller over Trine University, another 7-gamer as they took down Pikeville. So it is your 3 seed, Mount Mercy, set to take on your 1 seed, Wichita State, in this race to 2. So Wichita State will lead us off, one of the more storied female programs, and you see a look at their Baker format order. Brooklyn will start things off, rolling the 1st and the 6th. Madison will be your anchor, rolling the 5th and 10th frames. So Brooklyn Gagnon, a sophomore from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. One of the hardest workers on the team, set to start things off here at the PBA Collegiate Championships. That's how you start. Up next, Mount Mercy, the Mustangs. Up first, the junior, Megan Kohlberg from Sycamore, Illinois, the lefty. J.L. Hammond, the sophomore, will be the anchor. Kohlberg matches the shocker strike with one of her own.
Pretty good looking shot there, Carolyn.
Well, I was just going to say, like we said in the Open, one of the keys is these ladies are not afraid of the limelight. They're not afraid of the TV lights. Right. They're not afraid of the TV cameras. They bowl all the time and mentally train to be prepared for these shots. And if you notice, you don't make the TV show unless you're consistent, and they come out both striking.
Remember this name, Mary Orff, just made Team USA at the team trials in January in Vegas. Fiddles that one in for a strike, so back-to-back jacks for Wichita State.
And one of the things about Mary, she's very, what would be the word? Like, you may look at her while she's bowling and not, you mean you'll see and she's bowling well, and then you may walk on. She is the girl you always come back to because she is so consistent and always in the running for one of those top 5 spots.
Mackenzie Julian, a junior from New Lenox, Illinois, the comedian of the group, we've been told. Looked pretty serious on that shot. She goes Brooklyn. Nothing but strikes so far.
Well, it's a pretty good break, especially when your opponents start off with a double.
Olivia Komorowski, 5th-year student from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Pretty good hand there, Carolyn. That's some nice ball roll to it.
I'm telling you, if you look at these teams, these college players now that come out, you're going to see more axis rotation off their hands. The fundamentals alone from point A to point B are solid. I mean, they have all had training prior to them even getting to college. So now they're just shining.
Alana Carr averages around 192. First non-strike we've had. These two programs actually met just a few months ago out at the 2022 Leatherneck Classic, one of the great collegiate tournaments out there, and Mount Mercy dropped Wichita State in the title game. First spare shot of the game and misses it. Open frame.
Now that's very odd to see because I do know a lot of the ladies use a plastic ball to shoot across lane.
Yep.
And I'm a big proponent on that, or flattening it out, only because when you are bowling on patterns, right, and different surfaces, you're not really sure where the hook is all the time.
Right.
So I would like to throw straight at it. So I'm a little shocked that she did hook by that. I mean, you hooked at that spare.
Juliana Botero, fourth for Wichita State. This will be the Shockers' first spare attempt. We talked about her in the pregame. Native of Columbia, member of Team Columbia.
And Carolyn, just to add to your point, if you roll the ball end over end or you throw a plastic ball, it's not going to hook. It's not going to read the pattern.
Right.
So all you need to do is have a good arm swing and good swing direction and direct the ball on the line. That's a spare ball.
She still flattens it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that keeps her hand underneath it and keeps everything in a straight line.
The senior Jenna Williams, second place at the Mid-States Championship back in mid-October. Member of the Junior Team USA last year. Got a strong rev rate, and it shows there.
You can see where she's playing on the lanes, right there at the 14th board at the arrows and about 8 down lane. It's a good hand. Throw a lot of strikes with that kind of rev rate.
For every young lady that's watching,
yeah,
they are so clean at the bottom. So clean at the bottom.
Yep.
And the cleaner you are, the more you can do.
Absolutely.
Madison Janak, fifth-year student from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Late kick of the 10.
She has been one of their steady eddies every year.
Kick saving a beauty on the 10 there.
Had a back injury last year. Missed the first half of this season. Back at full strength right now and showing it there. J.L. Hammond with the strike there for Mount Mercy and the Mustangs. One of the great things about collegiate bowling, they're not afraid to cheer each other on, do a little singing. Wichita State, Mount Mercy, halfway through game one. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Knock your initial mortgage rate down by up to 3% with rate reduced from Guaranteed Rate. Learn more at rate.com. Rob Stone, Carolyn Doran-Ballard, Randy Peterson back here with, oh, Kimberly, you've got a prom invitation.
What?
Never too early. It's not quite prom season yet, but you got to get in early if you want a shot at Kimberly. Let's take a look at our oil pattern today that these collegians will be rolling on. The PBA Steel Smith pattern.
Named after arguably one of the greatest collegiate players of all time, You can see the blue line is where the ladies are going to be playing. The red line where the men will be playing only because of the higher rev rate.
Named after Rick Steelsmith, who's now the current coach for the men's program at Wichita State. Flashback, 1987, the ABC Masters, Niagara Falls. And there is Steelsmith, just a senior at Wichita State, became the first amateur to win the title in the tournament's 37-year history. Took down Brad Snell. He finished the championship match with 7 consecutive strikes. Again, Steelsmith in charge of the Wichita State Shockers men's program, who's coming up a little bit later when they take on Indiana Tech. We are halfway through game 1 of the best of 2 here on the women's side, Wichita State and Mount Mercy. Let's take a look at the format we have out here, Randy and Carolyn.
Well, they're going to bowl 2 games, and the first of 2 wins is going to win for their team. If they split the 2 games, we'll go to a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. If any one game is tied, there'll be a 1-ball roll-off.
There's Brooklyn Gagnon. She had a strike to open things up. Trying to clean up a spare here in the 6th.
And another missed spare. Wow.
Carol's shocked at that one, too, because she's an excellent spare shooter. They all are.
Yeah. And that's with a plastic ball. So, Carolyn, you bowled collegiately, and obviously a Hall of Famer. Who are some of the big names that you went up against in college?
Well, I went to West Texas State on a scholarship, which we will talk about later in the telecast here, which is now West Texas A&M. But we're talking about bowlers like my sister, Kathy Doran-Lizzie, Tammy Turner, Mike Scroggins, Mark Scroggins, Jack Jurek, Mark McDowell. I mean, I'd say there's some titles out there. What do you think?
Did you ever party at Scroggins when you were at school?
I did. Okay, I'm going to just go on record now, since it's many years past, that he was in attendance, but I don't think what he did considers partying. Had a great time. They're great people.
Oh,
great
man,
people.
just thinking of him puts a smile on my face
love
right now.
And great parents, too. We were very, let me tell you what happens at these college programs that the kids don't realize it now, but they're going to realize it later in life like I did. The parents that take care of you when you're part of a program like that that's so community-based, you're like their children for years. And you see that with these, even the smaller schools where they're just so community-oriented, those parents take you in, and that's very important.
Becomes one big family.
Yes.
Mary Orff now with a pair of strikes.
So smooth off her hand. She's a little bit higher at the foul line than normal. A lot of the other ladies are a lot lower, but she gets all of it.
Her father did some bowling, by the way, Ray Orff.
Yes. Randy, one of the things you talked about with the lane pattern is I do tend to think the women play the lane pattern. I don't want to say the correct way, but I think
that's what you mean, and you're right.
They tend to play it longer, the right way, before making the bigger moves. They like to be a little more direct to the pocket. Where I do think because of the higher rev rates, and especially when surface gets involved, it breaks down the pattern a lot quicker for the men. So they're forced a little bit deeper off the pattern, which is why I think you see the scores change.
Deeper, quicker, all over the place. Whereas the women tend to stay in the same zone for a lot longer, breaking the lanes down properly.
Komorowski.
But what's her last name?
Komorowski.
That ball did not come around ski.
Yay!
No, but the key is she left a 2-pin, which is spareable. It's not the big 5. So see, that's what you look for.
210.
Mount Mercy, located in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the second largest city in Iowa. Jenna Williams, big strike there. So she's been perfect today.
She gets all over it. I really like her game.
And she's playing the lanes just a little bit like the Wichita girls are, where she's got that little bit of bump to the right, and the ball reads it, smooth, boom.
She's got angle.
Absolutely. And I think on a lot of the collegiate patterns, from what I've seen, you know, throughout the country, especially on the fresh, you do have to have a little bit of angle, more so smoother in the front, not down lane. Until the lanes transition.
Sorry, 2 strikes and 8 for Madison Janak, and Wichita State will close out Mount Mercy here in game 1. There's your first strike. You know this bowler, Randy, Madison Janak.
Yeah, I met her years ago in North Carolina in a little town called Charlotte at one of their junior events. She was good back then, too. That had to be 6 years ago.
Back in 21, she was the NCBCA Player of the Year. Now needs just a strike and 8 to win game 1 in this race to 2.
If she doesn't strike here, they can lose.
Oh, yeah. That's why she's the anchor. Needs just 8 to close them out.
That one had the dirt on it.
That program has been in existence 65 years. Did you know that?
What?
Did not.
65 years, 1958.
Their bowling program?
I talked to them today. Wichita State bowling, and Mark said he believes both teams were started. It was 1958. That's 65, correct?
I was told there'd be no math involved.
I'm a terrible math person. Adele will be laughing at me.
Did they even have bowling back then?
And here's the other thing. They're bowling against a team that's only been around 11 years. Wow. So what's that
just 8, and we'll get 9. That'll be enough. So Wichita State will take game 1 with a 2-13.
Well, it's all about putting the right player in that anchor position, and game 1 proves that Wichita State did just that.
Race to 2. Mount Mercy not done yet. Wichita State with the early 1-0 lead. We start game 2 next. Welcome back to our coverage of the PBA Collegiate Championships. I want to flash back to last year's PBA King of the Lanes. I use that word king loosely, Carolyn, because the Queens dominated. Yes. You and your daughter, Alyssa, took down Brandon and Parker Bone third match 1, and then Chris and Ryan Barnes in match 2. Look at that form, Carolyn. Come on, gloat a little bit.
It was nice.
It was nice. Yeah, there we go.
You guys kicked some serious ass that day.
Oh my God, that was
kidding
so
me?
Wonderful.
Do you know how hard it is to get up on the approach and say, don't screw this up for her? Like for me, who cares?
Mount Mercy switching things up. The 4 and 5 spots stay the same. They mix up 1, 2, and 3. Randy and I had so much fun calling that event. I mean, no offense to Team Barnes and Team Bone. We were 100% in your corner cheering you guys on.
Typically, you're not supposed to root for anyone, but that day was different.
Alyssa with the eye rolls. Mom, I got it, Mom. Oh, it was just
she
beautiful.
Looks at me. I'm mortified, Mom. I'm mortified.
Oh, Carolyn, it was so great. It was so great. All right, so mixing things up is Mount Mercy, and right now it is Elena Carr that is going to start, and that's not the start that the Mustangs needed.
And again, it's 2 straight. It's 2 straight through the front.
Again, a lot of these patterns that the college bowlers bowl on across the country, you need angle in the front part of the lane. You just do. Not down lane, but again, in that front part, because really there's there's transition every shot, right? But there's not a lot of balls going down the lane right now, so you have to take that into consideration.
How much of that is on the coaching? Hey, open your angles up a little bit. Move your feet, go to your target the same.
I mean, the thing about collegiate bowling is you do have to listen to your coach, right? And sometimes as a bowler, you may have a gut instinct, and you kind of bounce that off of them, and then you come up with a game plan.
Brooklyn Gagnon batting leadoff for Wichita State again.
Soft 10. Ball speed right at 16.
Great story about her. Unrecruited. Made it through tryouts, and here she is as their #1 bowler coming out here in this in this Baker format.
Parker, Baker, it's all the same.
We got Parker later.
I don't know what's happening.
Got it.
All right.
You were saying, Randy?
Well, during the U.S. Open a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at the roster, and I noticed that there was a familiar name that actually changed it to Richard Allen.
Oh, no.
Which really saves me.
Megan Colbert down the 2 spot. Gets a lucky break.
Want some? Get some.
She is the lone lefty.
She throws it good.
She throws it very good. And again, I just love at the foul line, everyone is just so steady. Their head, the follow through, using the leverage in their, with their legs, and oh my gosh, it really is just pretty to watch. Athletic.
And again, if you follow the tracer right here, you can see that that's just too much up the lane. Like 15-9, that strikes.
So Orphan game 1 had been strike. Leaves the 6-10 here.
Did I tell you that her grandfather, Ray, used to bowl?
You did mention that, I believe.
Bowled some tour stops?
Yeah.
Again, this young lady just made Team USA at the team trials. Brings that one up. So she remains clean here.
And I'm not sure about Mount Mercy, but I do know at Wichita, when you were talking about making it through the team trials, that is a grueling week or two of patterns that are just unbelievable. So to make it through and get on the team, that's a huge, huge accomplishment.
Left the 10 pin. It's McKenzie now rolling in the 3 spot.
Spare ball. Look at that thing on the right there, that smack down. I know somebody who's going to be watching that for sure.
That would be me.
Sitting to your immediate left, Carolyn.
WrestleMania coming to LA this year. Softly excited. Kicks that one into the curb.
And PDW. He'll be watching it.
Will he?
PDW. Yeah, I'm sure.
I haven't seen PD Dub in a while. Komorowski gets them all to drop.
One of the keys to the college bowling, too, you'll see all of the ladies discussing their shot when they come off the approach. Look at this. Just rock solid. Soft with the hand.
Yep, great hand position or release. That hand there, she's got a lot of it.
She's getting some of it, I know.
Nice response from Jenna Williams.
Left.
Yeah, she reminds me a little bit of Tammy Turner.
A little bit, yep. Because she kind of opens it right at the end.
She gets that cup, and then that's that open snap.
She won the first SYC. I did not know what an SYC was until today, the Storm Youth Championship. And that is a bit of a recruiting hotbed, I learned today as well.
Huge recruiting hotbed. And, you know, we've talked a lot about college bowling and where it started and where it is now. And not many people still know how much scholarship money you can earn as a youth bowler to help you in college. And there's a lot of information out there. I know it seems overwhelming, which it is, but Storm Youth Championships, the Collegiate Expo, YSMTs, I mean, I can go on and on. Billy Gasson's tournaments, scholarship money as you're going through the ranks that can help you get your education and do something you love. And there's more information. I mean, you can go anywhere. Every ball company has information, bowl.com. You can go to USBC Collegiate. But it's shocking that so many people still don't know how much scholarship money is really out there.
Wasn't it last year when we spoke with Spencer Robarge, where he said he had $40,000 to $60,000
craziness, yes,
in his account?
Spencer yet to bowl today.
Yeah.
We'll see him with Wichita State coming up in a little bit. Parker Bone III will join us for that coverage.
I was hitting him up for a loan in the parking lot.
Some of that NIL money, maybe?
Yeah. God bless NIL. The other thing, too, that parents who are watching may want to go to bowl.com to learn more about is the difference in club sport, NAIA, and NCAA. That can also give you a lot of information on what type of college your student may want to look at.
J.L. Hammond cleaning that one up, a sophomore from Jarrell, Texas.
Our Texas gal.
And back to the anchor for Wichita State. Madison Janak was clutch in closing out game number 1 to give Wichita State the win. Needed strike 8 and got strike 9. She's big again.
See, and again, this is what we're talking about. Look at the angle of that ball going into the pins.
The Myrtle Beach, South Carolina native with the strike to send us to break. Wichita State and Mount Mercy here in game 2 in the race to 2. Mount Mercy must win to stay alive. Wichita State 5 frames away from the title. We welcome you back to our coverage of the 2023 PBA Collegiate Championship, coming your way from Royal Pin Woodland. Join Emmy Award-winning host Emmanuel Acho, his former NFL teammate Shady LaShawn McCoy, the one and only Joy Taylor. Don't forget about David Hellman as they dive into the biggest stories in sports at a brand new time. Speak is now weekdays 4:30 on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. There is the PBA Collegiate Championship Trophy, first time that will be presented to a women's team. This is the only second year of this event. Last year it was a men's only event.
Yay, go women.
That's right.
Go
Keeps
women.
going. Mount Mercy down 9. Left to 10.
Much better shot, though. Moved just a little bit left and gave it that room to the right.
Just not enough on it to get the week 10 out. Could have been just ball speed. It was up to almost 19, but you're right. There was some angle there. It's a good sign.
Cleans that one up.
I admire that every single one of these ladies, to me, no one looks nervous. Excited, yes. Nervous,
They do
no.
seem really comfortable.
They
You're
do.
right.
They seem extremely comfortable because they have their teammates to rely on. And number 2, they look the same, whether it's the first frame or the 10th frame.
And Kohlberg rolls that one in. Dad runs a center in DeKalb, Illinois. The Mardi Gras Lane sounds like a lot of fun. Think they serve some hurricanes there?
It sounds like a place that you and I would get kicked out of.
Or have been kicked out of. Go to the 7th. Good shot by Kohlberg.
I think she's throwing a urethane ball.
Could be. I mean, urethane is the new wave of the future.
It's terrible.
So
That's terrible.
Mary Orff, the junior from St. Louis. Oh boy, this is going to be tough.
Bad time for that to happen.
2020 Illinois single state champ from O'Fallon Township High School. How would we get this done, Randy?
Well, you got to cut the 4-pin over into the 9. They had a nice lead though going into that frame, and if she fails to convert, game 2 is going to get real tight.
Missed the 4. Not even close.
And they were on a double.
Yeah.
So to me, you make sure of 1.
Yep.
Because
Agreed.
I'm a big count person,
Agreed.
especially when you're on that strike or that double, right?
Right. And Mount Mercy's working on a strike.
Just wide of target was Mackenzie Julian, the junior from New Lenox, Illinois. Spare ball handed over to her.
I don't know if she got that ball in or if it just never read the pattern.
Try to get that head pin over into the 10 and the ball deflect off and cover the 2 and the 4.
Just the 1 and the 2 go down. Another open frame. Wichita State gave Mount Mercy an opening. They did not take care of it. The Shockers still in control here, up 18, can max out at 222. Komorowski buries them.
Any nerves?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They do so much with mental training, preparing themselves for this situation. I don't. I mean, I think there's that little bit of anxiety, but do I think they're nervous? I got to tell you, no.
Jenna Williams from Florida.
Got it wide. Yeah, she got it wide.
This one's starting to slip away from Mount Mercy. They have to win this game, otherwise Wichita State will take the PBA Collegiate Championship.
Just not enough friction in that part of the lane, even with her hand. Nice cover.
There's constant communication between the bowlers and themselves, as well as with the bowlers and the coaches. There's always something that's being spoken about, whether it's the next shot, the next player, what they're going to do the next game, make a move on the lane. There's always something to be discussed.
Liliana Botero.
Yeah, but no 9-pin.
An NCBCA Rookie of the Year and All-American in 2022. Takes care of that one. Lead at 18. We enter the 10th.
You know, it makes me proud to know those ladies, because I think mentoring is very important, especially in our sport and especially at the women's level. We need to support each other more, and hats off to everyone who does that.
Ahmed needed that strike and get a late drop of the 7. So some life for the Mustangs. For JL.
Little singing going on.
Yeah, max score 184. Wichita State just needs a mark.
one of JL's best qualities is never giving up the 1-3.
Hammered the 1-3 there. 3 straight strikes to close things out for Mount Mercy with a 184.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, if you ever wanted someone to step up in the 10th frame, just needing a mark, it would be Madison Janik.
Member of Junior Team USA back in 2018. Talked about that back injury last year. Missed a majority of this season, but here she is. Closed out game 1. Gave Wichita State the win. She can do it again here as well with a mark.
Got to cover.
And speaking with the coaches before the telecast, every coach said the same thing. What's the key? What's the key to Baker? And every single one of them gave the same answer.
Yeah.
Fill frames.
Run over your spares.
Well, yeah, fill frames. That's all they said.
Yep.
That was it. They weren't specific. It was just one sentence.
Coaching staff of Mount Mercy looking over the shoulder of Janak. Clean this up. They got the win. Well done, Wichita State. Needs just 4.
Well, by watching these two teams, I'm feeling very good about women's bowling at the college level and in the future for the PWBA. What about you?
As you should. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Why wouldn't you?
I just am so excited. I love it. I just love college bowling.
When are you going to let Alyssa out of Vanderbilt? Let her hit the tour, huh?
She needs to graduate first and get an education.
9 for Madison and a win for Wichita State. So the Shockers take the first ever PBA Collegiate Championship women's title. 190-184 in our final game.
Madison, let's talk to you real quick because you came up absolutely clutch when you needed to in the first and the second. But this is not the first time that you've done this because in 2021 you did the same thing for the national title for this team. So how much does it mean to you that your team has that much confidence in you that you're going to come up and do this every time?
Unbelievable. I don't think I could ever put that feeling to words.
And what does it mean to you to be here standing in the winner's circle with your team?
Awesome.
A lady of very little words, but you made a big impact out here. And Holly, let's talk about the fact that when we talked earlier pre-show, you had said that the team was struggling just a little bit at the end of the regular season, but you guys just went up ahead against one of your major rivals. You won it. What does this mean for you going into the postseason?
It's just some good momentum and shows them that we can do this and we're great at what we do and they can get it done.
Well, I'm not going to hold you guys back anymore. You guys got a trophy to pick up. Congratulations, ladies.
Get that hardware. One thing that they have in abundance at Wichita State, trophies won by their bowling program. So the Wichita State women take the PBA Collegiate Championship. Now the men will hit the hardwood with a chance to make it a double for the Shockers. We'll get you ready for the men's final coming up next. We welcome you back to the PBA Collegiate Championships from Indianapolis and the online graphics you see today, including the ball tracer, courtesy of our good friends over at Clutch Bowling. PBA players reflecting on their college careers or lack thereof is the subject of today's Go Bowling presents Pressing Questions with our Kimberly Pressler.
Chris Barnes, Wichita State alumni. What did you major in college?
Business management.
You remember that far back?
I do.
You got your degree, right?
I showed up to class most days, and then so I ended up with a degree, yes.
So you went to college. Tell us where.
Notre Dame College of Ohio. So not the Notre Dame everyone thinks of, Notre Dame College in Ohio.
Oh my gosh, I actually got accepted into that college. I did. I was like, what is this? Did you go to college?
No.
No, I didn't go to school because I wasn't very good at school, and so I just found my way to not go. So here I am, losing at the U.S. Open. Dreams do come true, everyone.
Packy, you went to Wichita State. Is there anybody that went to Wichita State at any point in time that you absolutely want to make sure that you beat while you're on the lanes?
It's a loaded question.
Come on, you can tell me. I won't tell anybody, I promise.
No, absolutely nobody. I love them all.
Every single person out here that goes to like Wichita State, I want to bury. I hate Wichita State.
I mean, I would be jealous if I didn't go there too. I mean, being the best bowler in your college and then nobody remembers what college you went to isn't really that much of a thing, is it?
What did you major in?
Ooh, yeah, mechanical engineering.
For real?
Yeah, kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
I got a little carried on the senior project. I'm not gonna lie. I was the guy that made the food runs, picked up supplies. I wrote the report. I played my part.
Are you saying they carried the load?
Oh, 100%. I give them all the credit in the world. So if you guys are seeing this, thank you.
So good to have pressing questions back on our broadcast. Time now for the men's title match. Your reigning champs and a national record 12 ITC national titles. It is Wichita State set to take on the squad from Fort Wayne, the Indiana Tech Warriors.
For your Indiana Tech Warriors, bowling first, Michael Harmon Jr. Bowling second, Bobby Habetler. Bowling third, Alex Horton. Bowling fourth, Brandon Haney. And bowling fifth, James Bennett. And your Indiana Tech Warriors head coach, Tyler DeYoung. And for the Wichita State University Shockers, bowling first, David Hayes. Let's go, David! Bowling second, Brandon Bonta. Bowling third, Ryan Barnes. Bowling fourth, TJ Rock. And bowling fifth, Spencer Robarch. And your Wichita State Shockers head coach, Rick Steelsmith.
So the Shockers and Warriors set to duel here in our men's final. Rob Stone back here with the Hall of Famers. Randy, Carolyn, and Parker back here with you. So Wichita State, Carolyn, going for the double. The women just took care of business. The Wichita State women's program, and I think women's bowling in general seems to be in pretty good hands.
Well, they showed you why they've been around for 65 years with a lot of championship. And let me tell you something, those women are fearless. And that, to me, shows a bright future. They're going to be awesome in college, and that is only going to make the PWBA tour that much better.
And pretty good coaching, too, putting Madison in the anchor spot.
Yes.
For sure. Let's pivot to the men's side in Wichita State. We talked about the storied history, not just the players, but the championships as well. If you are out there trying to buy stock in a future collegiate player who's going to be a big-time pro, Spencer Robarch is the one I'm putting my money on.
Man, I'll tell you what, he's got all the ball of tricks that's sitting there wrapped up at once. Two-handed sensation. He's certainly made a name for himself already, but when we say that, Wichita State obviously puts all of their nuts and bolts in Spencer Robarch being down there in the number 5 hole.
As for Indiana Tech, Michael Harmon is a pretty big presence for them as well.
Michael Harmon is the energizer behind that whole team. You know, they're looking for that guy to go out there and really get things started for him. And I'm going to tell you right now, watching Michael bowl, watching the things that he's done in the past, he's certainly going to bring them to the table and let Wichita State know that they're here to play.
Let's not forget about this one player in the middle of that lineup. He goes by the name of Ryan Barnes. Pretty good pedigree considering his mom and dad are both Hall of Famers, Chris and Linda.
Good DNA out there. And some random dad is just in the stands behind us watching the game, and Kimberly decided to talk him up. Kimberly?
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, the guy right here sitting next to me also happens to be the Hall of Famer, Chris Barnes. But I think number one thing you are today is dad. What does it mean for you to be sitting here watching your son Ryan out there?
Pretty surreal. I didn't know that it was going to go this way. He didn't bowl a lot in high school, and he's worked real hard, and he's got great coaching there. And so it's nice to see him continuing the Wichita State tradition.
Well, let's talk about that because you are an alumni of Wichita State. Does this bring back great memories of college bowling? There's so many tie-ins. Rick Steelsmith was 4 years in front of me. He just won the Masters when I came there. We all wanted to be like Rick, all the way to having mullets and the whole thing. We all wanted to be Rick. And so now he's the head coach for my son. He was my associate coach when I was a freshman. The world's, history tends to repeat itself. Absolutely. Come full circle here.
All right, Kimberly, thank you. So the men's final gets underway when our coverage of the PBA Collegiate Championships from Indy returns. Welcome back to Fox Sports coverage of the PBA Collegiate Championships from Indianapolis. Take on me, take on me, 1, 2, 3, take! Indiana Tech set to take on Wichita State. Registration for the inaugural 2023 PBA LBC National Championship is now open to all bowlers of all skill levels. This summer in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today over at PBA.com. Here's how these two programs got here. Indiana Tech in the 4 seed started by taking care of University of Tennessee Southern 4-0, and then a 4-3 nail-biter over the 1 seed University of Pikeville. Wichita State took care of Lawrence Tech University in a 7-game thriller, 4-3, to get here to the title match. So Wichita State, the reigning champs. Their women won this title earlier today. They start things off. David Hayes, the junior from Terre Haute, Indiana.
Only got one thought going through my mind getting ready for this match. Power.
A lot of it.
Well, it's not what you want to start off with, right? It is doable.
It's doable, not exactly the way you wanted to come out of the gate, though.
Oh, sorry, struggling with my telestrator. Get it over here. Cut that 3-pin into the 4-7.
3, 4, 6, 7.
Oh, wow.
Field goal right through the wickets. Whoa.
Did not quite see that one coming.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anyone did. Big mistake. But it's early.
Race to 2 points. Michael Harmon Jr. Parker, you talked about him in the Open.
He is certainly the energizer guy on this team.
Sophomore from Rockledge, Florida.
He can get out of the gate here. He's going to let him know. There he goes.
You know, we saw the numbers with the ladies. But these ladies have been re-oiled. You can see just how much more angle these players are going to play, and it's because of that power, that rev rate.
Think he doesn't get him amped up?
Mm-hmm.
That's a real big asset in your team to have somebody that can really drive you forward.
Versatile, calming influence is Brandon Bonta, the sophomore from Wichita. Wichita State getting their first strike. Needed that one after the open frame first.
Really smooth shot. Great release off of his hand. Nice and clean.
How low that right shoulder gets.
Look at this ball go down the lane. Smooth as silk.
I used to throw mine like that. Said me never.
Randy, you're excited to see this next guy, Bobby Habitler. You know his dad.
I do.
shot, Bobby.
Haven't seen him in a long time. The Chicagoland area.
His dad, Bob, they own a Bittler Bowl in the Jefferson Park neighborhood of Chicago, dating back more than 5 decades.
Great, great man he is.
The kid with less DNA. There's Pops, Chris. Here's Ryan.
Chris wishes he could hook the ball this much.
Two-hand style for Ryan. Slams him down.
Randy, is your ear okay?
It's pretty bad when you're a Hall of Famer and you can't beat your son anymore.
Talk about power.
No shortage.
Wow.
Back-to-back strikes now for Wichita State after that open frame. Indiana Tech, it's been nothing but strikes up for them right now. Alex Horton, sophomore from Pennsylvania. The free spirit of the group. Nice strike there from Alex.
That would be putting it lightly, the fact that he's free-spirited.
Well, you saw him on the introductions. You know, he had the special handshakes and high fives for the whole team.
Oh, goodness.
Messenger wiped out that 10.
Even though the 7 is still standing, I believe that's the first of a few messengers that we may see on this telecast.
Yeah.
That's TJ Rock, the senior from Vegas. He did not mess around. He stepped up and fired. Punishes the 7-pin.
He typically doesn't take too much time. He gets up there, gets set, and it's the switch is gone.
I like that.
So Brandon Haney, the sophomore, the transfer from Belmont Abbey. His first year with the program. That one went wide of target and gets 9 to fall.
Brandon Haney is Brianna Clemmer's brother. Superstar on a PWBA tour.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
First spare for Indiana Tech. And now the man we've been talking about, Spencer Robarge. Just a sophomore.
What's his favorite kind of music, Rob?
70s. Little yacht rock, right in my wheelhouse.
Yacht rock?
How low he gets. Left the 7.
Look at that ball speed at 20, almost 21 miles an hour.
Yeah, 21 miles an hour, and certainly not getting denied at the bottom.
I used to throw at 21 miles an hour when I left a 10-pin and I was ticked off.
And the door was open behind you, so you had a little more wind current.
Nine spare, back-to-back 9 spares for the Shockers.
The anchor bowler getting ready to get up here for Indiana Tech.
James Bennett, the sophomore from Huntington Town, Maryland. Coach is telling us he lives for the pressure. That's why they put him in this spot. Sports management major.
Kind of a smooth rolling two-hander. Doesn't have the big giant power ball like some of the players have, but you watch, he's very deliberate at the foul line and is not afraid to get up there and get the job done.
Left the 4-pin, team watching in the background of him.
Right idea, putting a plastic ball in his hand.
Yep.
Maybe the most methodical approach we've seen of any of the men here today so far. Taking his time, getting it right, and missed it. Too much time.
Paralysis through over-analysis.
Yeah, a little too much time there.
Halfway through game 1 of the men's final, Wichita State, Indiana Tech will wrap up game 1 when we return to Indy. Welcome back to Indy, the most fearless voice in sports. Colin Coward welcomes new co-host Jason McIntyre to the herd for a bold, unique, and outspoken perspective on the biggest stories in sports. Weekdays at noon on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Rob Stone, Hall of Famers Parker Bone III, Randy Peterson back here with you with our coverage of the PBA Collegiate Championships, second ever men's final. Wichita State won it last year. They are currently down to Indiana Tech here in Game 1 of our race to 2 points. David Hayes, leadoff roller, struggled in his first attempt. Right target this time, but this one is going to be a manageable spare shot.
Rough start.
David's obviously not very happy with those 2 passes that he's made right there, but hopefully this one here will get where it needs to get to and pick up the remaining 3 that are all right there together.
Hayes had just 6 in the first frame. Able to clean that one up.
Just barely.
Yep, needed that.
A little bit of a sigh of relief, even a smile on the face.
Hey, Rob, remember when you and I had hair like that?
I do. I'm
Man.
softly jealous of that flow. Well, these 2 programs met each other not too long ago at the Leather Neck Classic. Indiana Tech dropping Wichita State.
Rob, I was there for that one.
Were you?
Yeah, best of 3, and it went down to the 3rd game. So these 2, they got a little history behind them there.
That one in the Quad Cities, I believe?
Yes, it was. Very intense, all the way down to the last frame or 2 there for Game 3, and the boys from Indiana Tech were not afraid to bring it. Michael Harmon not afraid to throw it there. You watch not just first shot, but that one right there also right through the old 8-9 at the back of the pit.
Back to Bonta, the sophomore.
And they're having trouble getting it to come around the corner on that left lane. That shot didn't look that bad. And he leaves a 2-7.
Bonta 7th in the country with his average just under 219. Left to 7, open frame.
Parker, do you like that strategy, hooking it at the 2-7, or would you rather throw it straight and have it just inside the 2-pin and ricochet into the 7?
If I am completely comfortable with the lane, I will take and hook into it. But most of the time, I am going to go straight at it exactly as if I was shooting, let's say, a 3-7 for me, a 2-10 split for a right-hander.
Freshman from Chicago, Bittler, left the 10. Off to get his spare ball.
Straighter is typically greater as we watch Bobby throw this great shot here. Ringing 10 as 6 goes right around the 10. What an awesome shot. It's funny when you look at the 2-handers from Indiana Tech, their power is certainly behind Ryan Barnes and Spencer Robarge, but
got it.
Getting the ball to the pocket, knocking them over.
They got plenty.
They've got more than you and me had out there.
They have more than you and me combined. Like one, just one
right
player.
here? Yeah.
Like him.
Ryan Barnes blew up the rack on his first shot, averaging 209.318 this season. Back-to-back jacks for Barnes. Barnes 2.0, or maybe 3.0, I guess I should say. Mom and dad.
Look at this.
You see dad following him right there?
Yeah.
Such a dad.
He's got the camera out.
Hey, he probably mows his lawn in sandals and socks too now.
Alex Horton back up on the lane here for Indiana Tech. Working on a spare.
typically when you see that kind of follow through, it's a pulled shot, and it's trying to kind of make up for that mistake of the ball going left. Watch this. See that?
Yeah.
How it kind of fans.
Short-changed.
Yeah. How it kind of fans to the right.
It's got to get all the way through it to the target, that's for sure.
Former Pennsylvania State singles champ from Douglasville.
This is an important attempt here at 310.
Got it!
Very nice. Very nicely done. That one he followed through the target.
Well, that was a big-time cover.
And it is your spare of the game, sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Lower your initial mortgage rate by 3% with rate reduced from Guaranteed Rate, bringing your mortgage rate down hard.
Indiana Tech right now up by 27, but TJ Rock going right through him for the double.
Yeah, TJ Rock waits for no man.
That shot there looked like he could have thrown his bowling ball through a big rock. You know?
Brandon Haney, the sophomore, hardest worker on the team. 205 average. Haney throws that one in.
6 doing the business, slapping out the 10 on that one there.
Yeah, good action here. Anytime the 6 goes to the sidewall and kicks a 10 out, that's what a right-hander's friend is.
That's an important strike there.
Yep.
Foundation frame for Indiana Tech.
Yep. To the 10th, the anchor, Robarge for Wichita State. Down 17. Left the 7. Again.
All that power, can't get the weak 7 out. I know he's throwing urethane, but it's hard to believe that that 7-pin would stand up.
It is.
I mean,
ball's just not coming quite up the hill enough to for that 4-pin to do the business on the 7-pin. So.
Oh, missed it.
Game 1's going to go to Indiana Tech.
You got to wonder now if the boys from Wichita are thinking a little bit back at the Leatherneck. You know, losing 2 out of 3 to them, trying to put things together here.
175 for Wichita State. Indiana Tech is just going to have fun here in the 10th. James Bennett.
It's over.
It's over, and it really wasn't all that close.
No.
Game 2 coming in the wings, and it is a must-win game for the defending champs from Wichita. Well, last year at the first edition of the PBA Collegiate Invitational, just outside Milwaukee, Spencer Robarge and Wichita State took on Savannah College of Arts and Design to race the 2 finals. Shockers stormed out of the gate in game 1. 11 strikes in a row, 1 point. A 290 they rolled. Kept their foot on the gas, won game 2, 231, 159 to take the tournament. So Robarge and the Shockers, your defending champs, but rolled backs against the proverbial wall right here as Indiana Tech took it to them in game 1, 204, 175, a 29-pin thrashing. Take another look at the format, race 2-2. Michael Harmon Jr., whose favorite athlete is Parker Bone III.
What?
That's you.
Wow.
Is up now.
Getting ready to lead off game 2.
Parker Bone III's favorite head of lettuce, ironically, belongs to Michael Harmon Jr. And a strike.
We're going to get pumped up there. You think he's not telling the team, I am energized, you need to be energized.
No changes to the Indiana Tech starting
Watch
5.
this.
I think he's just trying to show off because he knows you're in the booth.
You think so?
Yeah.
Did you get a picture with him?
I'm not going down there to throw a shot for him, I promise you.
You got a jersey? Maybe you can swap with him?
I'll talk to him later.
David Hayes is up. Struggled in game 1. Let's see if he can bounce back here in game 2. Messenger put on the brakes, left the 10.
So the 2 teams have swapped lanes, and it appeared to me that the Shockers were playing a little farther right, and that Indiana Tech was farther left. I'm wondering if Wichita State paid attention to that and went to that right lane and said, this lane may hook a little more.
We're going to certainly find out. David gave that one a little room on that first shot, and it actually hooked back and left the 10-pin, but I think he's got a little sigh of relief the fact that it hit the pocket.
For sure, better start for Hayes. Had that open frame in game one. Gets a 9 spare here.
And then vice versa. Let's see if the left lane hangs for Indiana Tech.
Bobby, right of target.
Man, you must know your stuff, Randy.
Well, you know, I've been doing this for a couple of years now.
What year is it right now that you're the lead color analyst for PBA?
My 23rd year. 23
years.
Yep.
There's some people didn't think it'd make it past 3 months, and here you are, 23. Wow.
I'm still wondering where my Grammy is. Rob?
It's on the way.
Rob, where's my Grammy?
It's right next to your USBC Hall of Fame award. So an open frame for Indiana Tech there in the second, and an opening for Wichita State. Brandon Bonta up here. You can tell, just looking at his profile, this guy just says, I'm calm. I'm not going to get overstimulated by anything here. I'm going to step up and do my job. Messenger,
I will tell you what, over the last year and a half that I've watched Brandon Bonta bowl, he has certainly got better and better and better. He led the U.S. Amateur Championship a few weeks ago out in Las Vegas, and unfortunately that didn't unfold the way that he wanted it to in one game, but I can tell you right now, his ball is finding the pocket more and more, and his score has been very, very reflective of it.
This is a guy who's a 2-time Kansas State champ, 2-time USA Bowling National champ, 2-time member of Junior Team USA. Kicks the 10-pin into the pit, spare, and a smile.
I remember back in the day when they were teaching us how to bowl. All right, now keep that shoulder up. Keep that shoulder up.
Yeah.
Look how much bowling has changed.
Wow.
I mean, he sets up with his shoulder low and then gets lower. And not to mention Spencer Robarge.
Spencer literally gets down near the floor.
My goodness.
Alex Horton up now.
Alex Horton from just outside of Reading, Pennsylvania.
Nice shot, Alex.
He got his ball turned the corner pretty good on that lane.
How many of these kids have actually physically been to your house?
Probably 3/4 of the Indiana Tech team.
Wow.
My boys grew up around them. They've bowled plenty of junior events with and against each other and have become very, very good friends.
Yep, that lane's hooking.
Now, Ryan Barnes had been perfect until that shot.
That lane's hooking.
Well, we've seen this earlier. Ryan Barnes going to the plastic ball. Not exactly the frame that he was looking for, but I'm sure that he's going to talk amongst his teammates and try to figure things out so that they can make an adjustment. Might have been a small move off of the 2 10-pins that the team had made.
Brandon Haney, coach, is telling us hardest worker on the team.
Pretty good right there.
A little softer speed there, Parker, to come around the corner.
Yeah, he's not very aggressive with it at the bottom.
Third strike for Indiana Tech here in game number 2, a game that, should they win, they will be your PBA Collegiate Champions. Spencer Robarge Dropped down to the 4-hole for this game. Had troubles with the 7-pin in last game, not so much here.
Got his ball to mow right through him that time.
Oh my goodness, the head pin's going to need an MRI.
James Bennett, still the anchor for Indiana Tech. Small school located in Fort Wayne. They've won a women's bowling national title. The 10.
Pretty good shot. He gave it a chance. Got it out there to where we thought that ball might wiggle a little bit. And his health certainly turned the corner. Came back.
Left lane definitely tighter than the right lane.
Don't wait around too long because TJ Rock is up. I'm not sure, surprised the ball hasn't left his hand yet. Heartbeat of this team, senior from Las Vegas. Oh boy. Oh boy, Wichita State in a world of hurt right now.
Not bolstering very good for them right now.
Well, I don't know what the decision making is as you're going down as you're going through your teammates and you're watching them all go high, that you don't make a big move.
Second open frame here for Wichita State. Indiana Tech, a 29-pin victor in game number 1, and they've got a comfortable lead here in game number 2. If they can hold on for 5 more frames, they will be your PBA Collegiate champs. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Knock your initial mortgage rate down by up to 3% with Rate Reduced from Guaranteed Rate. Learn more at rate.com. And by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to gobowling.com to find a center near you. That is what these two programs are battling for. The 2023 PBA Collegiate Championship hardware. Indiana Tech just 5 frames away from stealing that one. You see them with their 26-pin lead currently. They won game 1 by 29 pins. Rob Stone, the Hall of Famers, Parker Bone III, Randy Peterson here with you. The flow of Michael Harmon Jr., the pretty boy of collegiate bowling up here.
Hasn't missed yet today. See if he can make it 4 for 4.
Yes, sir.
I say that looks rock solid right there. Parents own one of the nicest centers you can go to on the eastern side of Florida there, right in Rockledge. David Hayes gets back up for Wichita State on the right-hand lane. They really need to dig deep and make something happen here.
He's got a growth mindset, the coach is telling us. A learner, has improved so much over the last year. Junior from Terre Haute, Indiana. Needs something here. Off an open frame in the 5th. Here he is in the 6th. There you go.
Much better.
That's much better for sure. The shot he's been looking for.
The heavy handers on that team have to be deeper than that.
Exactly, but at least now, look at this form here. Solid at the foul line. Posting it, getting down.
Great ball roll.
Really could propel the team for the second half of this game. He's got to hope that they all got a good read off of that one.
Bittler comes from a bowling family. Had an open frame in the 2nd. Here he is to start the 7th for Indiana Tech.
There's that hang spot again down lane.
Yes, it was.
Look at how far right that is at the break point.
This ball gets as far right as the last one did, and unfortunately the same exact result. See if we can get that ball a little further left at the 2-pin this time. Slide it over into that 10.
Took care of the 2 and the 4, left the 10. His second open frame here.
Second open, a little bit of a door opener here for Wichita, especially the fact that they're on a strike right now.
Can cut it to 4. Watch how low he starts with that right shoulder.
Close right there.
Come on. Too good. That was too good of a shot not to strike.
So he's going to have to go for another 9 spare as Bonta.
It's actually another pretty good pass at the ball on that lane.
They're running out of time and out of frames.
Yeah, and 2 out of the next 3 bowlers didn't exactly get a really good read on the lane, other than the fact they knew their ball went high.
Whereas Alex Horton had a strike last time up.
Good one.
Pretty good solid shot there.
Now they're closing in on the title here. That was a big one. What kind of a response will Wichita State have? Ryan Barnes struggled last time up, had an open frame. There's Dad Chris watching it, down lane.
That clobbered him pretty hard.
That was a nice move.
It's 2 frames left. Go to the 9th.
Yep.
Haney.
That brings some life to this match right at the present moment.
Yeah, because Wichita State can strike out now and win.
It's a big ask right now, but doable. Robarge is up next, and then TJ Rock for Wichita State. Haney's got to clean this one up, though. Curls that one in nicely.
Looked it over there at that 2-pin, Randy. Opted not to go straight, but filled the frame. And
we talk about the great future ahead of Spencer Robarge. We saw the future back in 2021, finished 3rd at the USBC Masters in Reno, had those wild pants, a tournament eventually won by Thomas Larson. Just a sophomore, Robarge really needs this and gets it.
Perfect setup for the 10th.
one thing for sure, watching him bowl over the last couple of years, that man is not afraid to get it off his hand. Look at how low he gets, then gets up on that toe and just pushes it down to the spot. Nothing but 10 back.
Oh, he knows how to bowl. Make no mistake about it.
Wichita State can still close it out with strikes. See what kind of pressure Bennett can put on him.
Help there. Oh boy. That same hang spot. Guys are getting it down lane where they want to get it to, and it will not come off of that spot on that left lane. And looks like we're going to go to extras.
Overtime is upon us. But a spare conversion here, and then a...
Well, it keeps them in the 180s, but I don't think that'll be enough.
second frame.
Extra innings coming up. 9th and 10th frame. Who will do the dirty work for each team?
Got to take care of this 10 pin.
Good clean shot, though.
Yeah, good shot. Sparing 3.
TJ Rock started game 1 in the 4th position, then moved to the anchor spot here in game 2. Oh, he missed it!
Over.
And Indiana Tech takes it.
Oh, my God.
I was guaranteeing extra innings, and he gets up and whips the 10 pin.
Would not have figured that.
One more look at Rock. Needed to take care of the 10 pin and then get 3 and cut it too close.
You know, Randy, a plastic ball more than likely would have kept fading down the lane at that point.
Without question.
Satisfying moment of the match is sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers. Certainly not satisfying moment for Rock in Wichita State, but for Indiana Tech, a big win as they take the PBA Collegiate Championship. Sunday, March 12th, noon Eastern on FS1. It's the Go Bowling PBA NASCAR Invitational coming your way from where, Randy? Phoenix Raceway. What fun that will be.
They better get us in a car.
You think so? Better start asking early. Earlier today, the women's team from Wichita State won the first ever PBA Collegiate Championship on the women's side. The men had won it last year, but they fall this year to Indiana Tech in the final. For Randy, Carolyn, Parker, Kimberly, and our entire crew, I'm Rob Stone. Thanks for watching the PBA on FS1, and congratulations to the Warriors of Indiana Tech. You are the PBA Collegiate Champions.